This is the Fuel Keg for Mr. Heater. It's a 1 pound refillable propane tank that is great for use with propane heaters and portable appliances. If you've been around my channel for any length of time, you'll know that I love propane heat. We do a lot of talking about solar panels and inverters and batteries and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, when it comes to generating heat, there's nothing better than propane. Well, at least to be portable. So one of my first videos that ever took off on the channel is how to refill these 1 pound Coleman tanks. Millions and millions of people have done this. It's relatively safe. There are some dangers, and you can't transport them. It says right here on the side somewhere that it is illegal to transport them once you've refilled them. So that's what got me to actually switch over to use the Flame King for my camping trips. So I can refill this and I can take it on a camping trip, and I don't have to worry about having the government get on to me for taking this guy in the car. Now, there's reasons for that, and I don't want to get into arguments about that here, but you can put them in the comments section for sure. But I wanted to today go over an alternate canister, and that is the Fuel Keg. Flame King and Fuel Keg are kind of the same thing, but there are a couple key differences we want to take a look at. The first difference that you're going to be greeted with is the caps. Not a whole lot to say here other than this thing is huge, and some people like it, some people hate it. Another consideration is that the only reason why I keep this guy on here is because this actually has a gasket in here. This does not. This really surprised me. I expected them to actually put a gasket in here so that it does something. This is just to keep dirt out of here, which I guess has its benefits, but that's it. But for the canisters themselves, we're going to see a couple of main differences. One, they both have the same connections that you'll use to like hook up to your Buddy Flex or to your Little Buddy or any other propane accessory.
Propane and propane accessory.
You see these little holes? Those are for allowing gas to escape out the side. Now we'll get into that here in a bit, but that leads us to the next thing, and that is the air vents. So right here looks like, and right here, you've got these little vents. Maybe, I think actually it's right there. You've got these little vents that are going to allow for gas to escape. When you're filling these tanks, you're not trying to fill them with gas, you're trying to fill them with liquid propane. And you can actually, well, this one's empty, but you can feel it sloshing around. So as you put the propane in, it's going to go in as both gas and liquid, and you're trying to purge out the air, or out the gas rather, and leave the liquid behind. So to do that, what you have to do on the Flame King is you've got to use an Allen wrench. You stick it right here and you open it up and the gas will come out. Now on the Flame King, what you do to let the gas out is you pull this and twist it, and that opens up this little valve right here, allowing for the gas to escape. Now my first thought when I saw this was, what a terrible plan. Someone's going to just bump this thing, it's going to open it up, and all of your gas is going to escape, and you're going to end up with a fireball. Well, that's where these little guys come into play. Unless that is depressed, it will not allow the gas to escape. And I'm assuming it's the same thing with this one. Unless this guy is depressed, gas will not escape here. I've never seen this start to leak, although I do always tighten it up a little bit. I would show you, except I have lost my Allen key for it, and I don't want to go hunt one down from my toolbox, which brings us to this thing is actually really nice to have just permanently affixed. That's great. I like it. This one appears to have some sort of a relief valve, and this one doesn't, which surprises me because you know, you've got it on these. So I don't know what that is for, but we'll just roll with it. And of course, you're thinking, why do I need to refill these in the first place? And that's because these guys are really expensive. And by really expensive, I mean it adds up over time. $5.50 a piece at Walmart right now. You can buy a 4-pack for $18 and you can buy one of these for $18. But you can refill these an infinite amount of times and that will pay itself back. When I'm using these, if I'm using one on my Mr. Heater Big Buddy, I believe it's about an hour of burn time on high per 1 pound tank. If we're talking about the little buddy here, which if you're interested in this, I'm gonna have a review out real soon. The little buddy is gonna give you, I think, 4.5, 5 hours on 1 pound. So that's not bad, but 1 hour for $5, when you can kind of keep refilling it over and over, it adds up over time. And the Flame King is pretty comparable. I'm gonna have links for all of these in the description below. So if you are interested in checking current prices, just go ahead and check out those links. Now, of course, the Fuel Keg is useless if you don't have the rapid refill system, which is basically just a valve and, you know, some threads and the ability to poke a hole in that. Actually went on nicer than I expected. While you've got it upside down, go ahead and put this guy on. Just finger tight. You're gonna wanna make sure you wear proper PPE, gloves and glasses are recommended. So what you're gonna wanna do is turn this thing upside down. You've got your rapid refill dispenser on here. You're gonna wanna go ahead and take this guy. We're gonna line up the holes. It's pretty easy to do on this. And then screw it on like so. All right. Get it nice and finger tight. Then we're gonna go ahead and turn this on. Next, we're going to start filling it up. You can hear the gas starting to flow into it. And then we're gonna turn this guy counterclockwise. And that's gonna start to release some gas. As the gas is released, I've got gloves on, but as the gas is released, it's gonna be very cold, so make sure you don't get up close to it. So you're putting liquid from the tank, and it's gonna start filling up this the cylinder, and as it fills up the cylinder, it's purging out the gas. This valve is set so that just the proper amount of gas remains, which is for basically expansion, so you don't have this thing swell and blow up on you. Everything's starting to get cold, everything's starting to sweat. Any moment now we're going to start to see sputtering of the gas or of the liquid coming out, and then we're looking for a solid stream of liquid, which is really going to look like frost or something. Oh, see, there's this little bit of, yep, we're looking for a solid stream, which is right about there. So I'm going to turn that off and then let go of this. Now that we've got it filled up, we have to remember that this is still full of high pressure gas. We're going to go ahead and turn it off down here. And then I'm going to unscrew it here. There's going to be a little bit of a spurt. Not too bad, just like as if you're taking it off of your Mr. Heater or anything else. And now this is the part that's going to get a lot of people into trouble. It got me the first couple times. This is turned off. Now I'm going to not have my hand right here because I don't want to get my wrist all frostbitten. I'm going to release the pressure that's inside this guy. Yeah, just like that. Now, if I didn't have on gloves and I was up here real close to it, man, that would have burned my hands really bad. Can you hear that? This guy is leaking just a little bit. So this leaking is a problem, and I am probably going to send this one back. I haven't heard of anybody else having this issue right out of the gate. I filled them both up. This one is not leaking, and this one clearly is leaking. Oh, did you see that? You can see it, maybe. All right, don't like that at all. Oh, yeah, see that? All right, now I want to show you, if I put this guy on here, I can still see the fumes leaking out. No gasket. I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's still going to be leakage. Okay. All right, can you see the gas escaping? And that's why it's super important to have a brass cap, like this one right here, that you can screw on here. Now, of course, brass on brass is not going to allow for any sparks. But we're gonna wait a second, and then we're gonna open this guy up. And there's gonna be some gas built up in it, but the cap should keep it from escaping. And that's one of the main reasons why you have to have these brass caps for something like this, which I don't have on here at the moment. I'm gonna be putting one on, because these guys, after you refill them with the Dozy Ant or whatever refill adapter that, if you're, by the way, right here, you can check out my video on refilling these. If you do that, you've got to have a brass cap on it so that after you refill them 5, 6, 10, 20 times, they don't leak out. Back to this one. Now, I'm gonna put my glove on. We should see, and maybe even hear, gas leak out. Yeah, there's a little bit of a psst. Okay. But this is going to do a great job with that gasket of letting us, of keeping us from losing all of that gas. Because the gas isn't super high pressure. So that's super disappointing. I'm not going to lie. I was hoping to not have a defective product right out of the gate. Does that deter me from recommending the Fuel Keg over the Flame King or over just the standard Coleman products? No. And the reason why is because I'm sponsored. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not sponsored. I bought these with my own money. So before some of you go in the comments and start railing about how he's only saying good things because he's getting paid to do it or receiving free merch, I'm always honest. If I receive free merch and products, I'm honest. If I buy it with my own money, I'm honest, and I hope you know that by now. In fact, everything you see here, I purchased. The Flame King, Fuel Keg, the Coleman, Blue Rhino or whatever it is, Buddy Flex, the little Buddy, and then all of the other Buddy products that I happen to have reviewed. So if you're interested in all of those, I will put a playlist right up here. You can check that out. But because of this leakage issue, it is so important to get yourself like a little pack of these brass caps. I think a pack of 8 is like 12 bucks. They're not bad. It's definitely a worthwhile investment. You're gonna wanna put them on all of these because stuff leaks. Every once in a while, you're gonna have a lemon or a seal is gonna get wore out. And you don't know when that's gonna be. And if you're storing these in your barn or in your bedroom or closet or something, which is probably not recommended, you're gonna wanna make sure that the gas isn't leaking out into your vehicle or your bag or anything else like that for that matter. So you definitely wanna use them. Let me know in the comments section, would you continue to promote and would you buy a Mr. Heater Fuel Keg knowing that I got one that was leaky? Have you ever received anything that everyone else says was good and you know was good but had a bad product or to get through quality control. Likes and dislikes. Well, I dislike that this one leaks. I love going to this little twist thing versus having to find the Allen wrench for the Flame King. Next thing up, I'm going to be reviewing the Little Buddy. No one really talks about the Little Buddy. Everybody talks about everybody talks about the Portable Buddy and the Buddy Flex and the Big Buddy. Why does no one talk about the Little Buddy? It's cheaper. It's easier to use. Lightweight, has all the same safety features. Check out the next video coming out on this, and we'll talk to you on the next one, whether it's this one or whatever. This video right here. See you on it.